What if your best friend died because of a secret her own father gave her? This terrifying true story of a mountain hike gone horribly wrong will leave you shaken. Stay with us until the end, because this isn't just a horror story, it's a warning. This movie is based on true story of a woman named Maya Aska. At the start of the film, Maya appears and shares a testimony, saying the scary story she once told on social media isn't over, and she's now revealing everything through this movie. Pataka Gunung Gede recounts true events from 2007. Maya and Ita were inseparable best friends. During their school vacation, they didn't know where to go, so they just rode around the town on a motorcycle. Maya and Ita had been close for a long time. Maya would often visit Ita just to hang out. Maya lived in a warm and loving family, but she was always a little scared to go to Ita's house because she often saw creepy things there. During the school break, Maya invited Ita to go to mountain climbing, but Ita was hesitant secretly because she was sick. Her hair was falling out, her nose was bleeding, signs she might have cancer. Still, she tried to look strong in front of Maya. Maya lived with her dad, mom, grandmother and elder brother Indra. Indra loved outdoors and often hiked with his friends Ale, Akri, Yuchup and Yadi. One day, Indra's friends came over to Maya's house, and her grandmother asked Maya to bring some snacks. While doing so, Maya overheard them talking about an upcoming hike to Mount Gede. Excitedly, Maya asked her brother if she and Ita could join. Indra was reluctant at first since Maya had never hiked before, and also because he knew she had the sixth sense. He worried she might see strange things on the mountain, especially since that area was known for spiritual activity. Still, Indra told Maya to ask permission from their father. Her father agreed, on the condition that Maya go with Indra and stay close to him. Since it was a school break, he allowed it. Indra finally gave in but made Maya promise. If you ever see anything weird up there, keep it to yourself. It will freak everyone out. Maya agreed. She then called Ita and begged her to come. Even though Ita was unwell and knew her body wasn't okay, she agreed. Deep down, she feared her illness might be fatal, so she saw this hike as once-in-a-lifetime opportunity before she dies. Ita's parents, especially her father, were strict and overprotective. Her mom didn't want to say no, but she feared the father's reaction. When the father arrived and heard what was happening, he quietly approached Ita and asked, "Do you really want to climb this mountain?" Ita replied, "Yes." Surprisingly, he gave this permission. Maya and Ita screamed with joy, but everyone felt strange. Ita's father had never allowed her to go anywhere before, not even for a sleepover. What made him change this time? We will find out as the story progresses. Finally, the day arrived. Maya, Ita, Indra, and the hiking group set out together in a pickup truck. It was a long journey, but they passed the time singing, joking, and having fun. Maya and Ita stayed close, always holding hands or goofing around, something totally normal for girls. But if there were two boys, people might have assumed something weird. When they reached the area near Mount Gede, it was already dark. To get to the base camp, they needed motorcycle taxis, but not enough were available, so they rented a small minibus to ride the rest of the way together. Soon, they arrived at the base camp and rested at a coffee stall run by a woman named Lilis. That night, while everyone was asleep, Ita woke up. She had gotten her period. Maya immediately told her they should go back home. According to myth, women on their period should never climb a sacred mountain. But Ita refused. She wanted to go ahead no matter what. Earlier, we had seen that her nose had been bleeding and her hair falling. Clear signs she believed she had cancer and didn't have much time left. She wanted to make this memory before it was too late. That same night, as Ita was putting on her sanitary pad, she was visited by a tall, shadowy creature, perhaps attracted by the smell of the blood. Ita screamed in terror. Everyone rushed to help her, including Lilis. To calm her down, Lilis gave Ita a warm glass of sweet iced tea. Even Lilis was shocked because it's been a long time since any spirit disturbed this place. Why now? Ita then said they should go back home tomorrow. The next morning, everyone told Ita not to continue the hike, but strangely, Ita looked completely fine, full of energy and excitement. Because of that, no one insisted on going back, and they all decided to keep up hiking toward the summit of Mount Gede. The weather that day was clear and beautiful, lifting everyone's spirits. The scenery was breathtaking, and it motivated them to continue. They arrived at the ticket post where Ale went to buy tickets while the others waited. Suddenly, Maya noticed an old woman standing silently in the forest. She asked if anyone else could see her, and yes, everyone saw her. Turns out she wasn't a ghost. She was just an old lady selling food. Once Ale returned with the tickets, the group gathered. Led by Indra, they said a prayer together, asking for safety and success in their climb. The hike officially began. Everyone made sure to stay respectful and polite to avoid disturbing anything supernatural. Meanwhile, back at Ita's home, her mother was tidying up. She was shocked to find lots of fallen hair and blood-stained tissues in Ita's trash. Feeling uneasy, she told Ita's father. He tried to calm her down, saying maybe Ita had a fever. But she asked why she suddenly allowed Ita to go hiking when he always had forbidden it. Ita's grown up now, he said. We can't hold her back forever. We have to trust her. Back on Mount Gede, something strange happened. Ita froze. Her ears were ringing and she couldn't hear Maya calling her. Indra snapped her out and reminded her not to space out in the mountains. Later, the group rested by a lake. While everyone was eating and drinking, Ita stood alone near the water. Unnoticed, she threw a black plastic bag into the lake, possibly her used menstrual pad from the night before. Maya walked to her and through her inner sight, she saw a terrifying spirit rise from the lake. It was the guardian of Mount Gede, a tall woman with long black hair. She was furious. In Sundanese, the spirit ordered Maya to take Ita away because she had defiled the mountain. Suddenly, Ita became possessed and started choking Maya. Ita said in possession, "You are friends with the one who angered the queen." But the possession quickly faded. Maya told Ita to pray and calm down, saying a spirit had entered her. Ita denied everything, saying, "What are you talking about? I was just sitting and resting." Despite the incident, Ita insisted on continuing the hike. From that point on, strange disturbances became more frequent. Maya started seeing shadowy figures and hearing eerie laughters. She even saw an old man wearing a woven hat on the staircase. She kept quiet, not wanting to panic the group. Suddenly, they all heard a high-pitched ringing in their ears. It lasted for several minutes, but then stopped. They carried out to the next checkpoint. After some time, Ida clutched her stomach in pain. Maya yelled to the group to stop and let her rest. Indra's friends looked annoyed. Some felt Ita was being dramatic and slowing everyone down. Then, without warning, Ita was possessed again. She began speaking Sundanese. "This girl must leave. She must go now." Maya sensed the spirit of an old woman behind her. It was the same one now inside Ita. The spirit repeated, "Go," because Ita was considered impure, possibly due to her period, and had tainted the mountain. To wake her up, Maya slapped Ita, which brought her back. Meanwhile, back home, Ita's mother was cooking when she accidentally dropped an egg. It was rotten. Another bad omen. As if something terrible was happening on the mountain. Back on the trail, Maya quickly suggested that they end the hike and go back. But Ita got angry. "Why do you keep telling me to go home? I want to keep going. I want to enjoy this moment with you." Then she was possessed again. This time, her strength increased unnaturally. "If you all want to go, go ahead. I'm going to the summit alone." She ran off, moving faster than anyone could follow. The group chased her but lost her. Maya stopped feeling terrified. It was like the mountain spirits didn't want them there. Meanwhile, Indra and Akri started arguing. Akri blamed Indra for bringing Ita along, which was now putting everyone in danger. Maya broke down and shouted, "I'm sorry if Ita has been a burden, but this isn't her fault. Please help me save her." Just then, Maya saw more visions and urged everyone to leave the area. Eventually, they found Ita again. Sitting alone, she was tired and crying. Maya tried once more to convince her to go back, But Ita refused. She wanted to reach the summit, and she said, "You're really going to miss hiking with me, you know." It sounded like a farewell, like this might be Ita's final hike. Ale then spoke up. Since they had already come so far and could see the summit, he suggested they continue. Together, they helped one another and resumed the climb. Ita stopped few times due to cold. She was shivering, but refused to quit. She didn't want to stop until they all reached to the summit of Mount Gede. As they got closer to the summit, the disturbances and terror grew stronger. But the group didn't give up. They could see the peak, and that kept their spirits high. They motivated each other to keep going until, finally, they reached the summit of Mount Gede. Everyone was filled with joy and emotion. After facing so many obstacles, they made it. It was a hike they'd never forget, completely different from anything they'd experienced before. They knew this climb would be remembered for the rest of their lives. Some of the guys mumbled that if only Ita hadn't been possessed so many times, they could have reached to the top earlier and enjoyed the daylight view. Ita apologized for causing trouble. As the guys set up the tents and started a campfire, Ita thanked Maya for being so patient with her throughout the hike. But suddenly, Ita was possessed again. She was brought into the tent. Indra went to ask another group of hikers nearby for help, but shockingly, they brushed it off, saying, "Girls often fake being possessed up here just to get attention from guys. Just ignore her. She'll come to her senses eventually, or give us some cash. She will snap out of it." Hearing that, Indra and Ale were furious. They knew this wasn't fake. Ida was really possessed. A fight nearly broke between the two hiking groups, but thankfully, an old man stepped in and broke it up. "Don't argue here. The mountain is sacred," the old man said. That man then entered the tent to help Ita. She was in a terrible condition, bleeding heavily from her lower body. The man asked Indra to change the tent's direction and told Maya to clean Ita. Then the man recited the call to prayer into Ita's ears. The atmosphere turned cold and heavy. Everyone felt a deep sense of fear. Eventually, Ita came to her senses, cried and hugged Maya. After helping them, the man quietly returned to his small tent. That night, the boys slept outside, leaving Maya and Ita inside the tent. Later, Ita woke up. She was scared and wanted to go home, but then she suddenly turned into the guardian spirit of Mount Gede, saying Ita had defiled this place. She must leave now. Then Maya realized it was just a nightmare. But when she looked around, Ita wasn't in the tent. Maya rushed outside and found Ita sitting alone behind some bushes, talking like a spirit. The spirit said, "Take her back to the tent. Don't disturb her again. She belongs to me now." The spirit had possessed Ita and wanted Maya to let her go, but Maya slapped Ita multiple times until finally Ita woke up. Confused and unaware of how she got there, Maya took her back to the tent. The next morning, it was time to descend and return home. But something was strange. That kind man who helped them was nowhere to be found. That's when they realized he wasn't human. He was likely the guardian spirit of Mount Gede. Whatever he was, they were grateful because he saved Ita. They didn't want to think too much and just focus on getting down safely. Before leaving, Ita took a walk around the summit. She saw a cluster of beautiful Edelweiss flowers and sat on a rock. Maya joined her. Ita said, "I don't know why, but I feel this mountain is my home. I feel peaceful here. I don't want to leave." Maya gently reminded her, "We have to go home. Your parents are waiting." As they prepared to leave, Ita paused and told Maya, "You'll miss hiking with me." It again sounded like a goodbye, as if it was Ita's last hike ever. While descending, Maya and Ita stuck close together. Ita noticed her clothes had been changed. "Did you change my shirt?" "Yes," Maya replied. "It was soaked in sweat last night." "Thank you, Maya, for always taking care of me," Ita replied. During the hike down, they got tired and stopped to rest. Then Ita suddenly said she felt like she'd left something behind, but she couldn't remember what. Meanwhile, Indra's friend Yadi, who was spiritually sensitive, felt something off. He said it seemed like there was one more person in their group than before. Maybe the guardian of Mount Gede was still following Ita, but no one wanted to dwell on it and kept going. Eventually, they reached the bottom and rented a car to go home. During the ride, Etha started acting strange. She held Maya's hand tightly and said, "No matter what happens, Maya, you have to always be my best friend." When they got home, Maya dropped Etha off. But Etha's mom was shocked. Etha wasn't acting herself. At Maya's house, her grandma saw Maya and Indra already home, cleaning up in the backyard. She told her mother not to worry, they're back already. I saw them washing up behind the house. But just as their mother was about to enter her room, she heard a knock. When she opened the door, she was shocked because Maya and Indra were just arriving home. So who had been cleaning in the backyard? That night, Maya was woken up by her mother. Etha's mom had called, she said. Etha had been crying non-stop for hours. Maya and Indra rushed to Etha's house. A crowd had gathered. Etha was screaming and completely possessed. Her eyes were red. Etha's mom cried and asked Maya what had happened to her daughter. Maya didn't know either. Etha was hurting herself, pulling off her own fingernails. A religious man had already been called. He confirmed Etha's body was being controlled by a jinn. The ustaz asked the jinn to leave Etha's body, but the jinn refused. "Don't worry," the ustaz said. "No spirit can kill a human being." Hearing that, the jinn inside Etha got furious and he spat on ustaz. They took her to the hospital. Because Etha kept struggling violently, they had no choice but to sedate her. Maya and Indra also went to the hospital to check on her. At that moment, Etha's father blamed them for everything that had happened to her. He held them responsible for turning Etha into what she'd become. Not long after, the doctor came out and explained that Etha didn't have any illness. What was happening to her wasn't medical, it was supernatural. Because of that, there was nothing the doctors could do. Etha stayed in the hospital for several days and couldn't return to school. Maya felt lonely. Normally, Etha sat next to her. After school, Maya went straight to the hospital. She saw Etha's mom crying uncontrollably. She said she was ready to let go. Maya went into the room and saw that Etha's condition had worsened. 4 days after the hike, Etha's stomach was mysteriously swollen and her hair was falling out badly. All the doctors had given up. They had no idea what to do. Etha's mom had called several shamans, but none of them were able to help her. One shaman, however, said something revealing. He said Etha must have thrown something into the lake on Mount Gede, and that's why she was being traumatized. He said if they figured out what item she discarded and retrieve it, maybe she could still be saved. Maya began to wonder, what did Etha throw into the lake? Was it her used pad from when she was on her period? Maya talked to Indra and his friends about it. She asked whether anyone saw Etha throwing a used pad during their break at the lake. But Indra disagreed. He explained that when Etha got possessed at the summit, they were also suspicious that maybe Etha brought something weird with her. But all they found was a used pad. So clearly, it's not what she threw into the lake. Meanwhile, Etha's mom regularly visited the hospital. She kept seeing a man in black jacket entering and exiting Etha's room. But no one knew who he was. He always disappeared quickly. At night, Etha could never rest. She was constantly visited by a tall, terrifying black spirit. Etha was too weak to fight it off, and blood began to pour out from her eyes, nose, ears, and more. One night, the camera shows the clock in Maya's room at 2 a.m. Maya was woken up by her mother, who told her Etha's in critical condition. It was true. Etha was dying. Her heartbeat had stopped briefly. Doctors tried to revive her. From outside the door, Maya watched in horror. Each time they shocked Etha, blood gushed from her mouth, covering her face. Then Etha tilted her head and smiled at Maya through the glass window. And right after that, she passed away. The next day, Etha's body was prepared for burial. Her mother cried hysterically, not ready to let her go. Then she saw the same man in black jacket again. He looked pleased about Etha's death. The mother became suspicious. Was this man somehow responsible? Etha was buried. Maya attended the funeral and apologized for failing to protect her best friend. After Etha's death, Maya had a dream. She saw a flashback. Before the hike, Etha's dad gave her a black plastic bag and told her to throw it far away. When she woke up, Maya told Etha's mom. Then Etha's mom confronted her husband. What was in the bag you gave to Etha before she had left for the mountain? The father finally confessed. Lately, his business had been failing due to a rival. He couldn't accept that, so he tried to curse his competitor using black magic. But the rival sent the curse back on him, this time using a powerful Balinese spell. Instead of hitting him, the curse struck Etha. One night, the father saw Etha's nose bleeding and her hair falling out. At first, he thought it was cancer, but it was actually the result of the curse. He later found a cursed object, a buhul, buried beside their house, left there by the business rival. A shaman told him the only way to break the curse was to throw the buhul far away. So when Etha said she was going hiking, he gave her 2 plastic bags, one with a used pad and one containing the buhul. It turned out Etha accidentally threw away the buhul, and that's what angered the spirit of Mount Gede. The guardian spirits believed she had defiled the mountain, and that's why she was relentlessly haunted. And in the end, Etha died because of it. Her mother was devastated. She blamed her husband for their daughter's death. 2 years later, Maya still hiked with Indra and their friends. In 2009, Maya returned to Mount Gede. She remembered Etha's words from 2 years ago. If you ever hike again, bring me down with you. At the Edelweiss Flowers field, Maya saw Etha's spirit. She gently invited her to come down from the mountain so she could finally move on peacefully to the next world. The movie ends with a final message from Maya Aska. To anyone planning to hike the mountain, please be respectful. Watch your words, your actions, and your manners, because spirits live among us and disaster can come from anywhere. And with that, the movie ends.